I had got to 3B.
Okay.
I got up to 5A.
Okay. There's only 8 of you. I know when you don't speak.
Yes,
Working on 5A right now.
5A, okay. Jade, Vanessa, Carson.
I'm also working on 5A.
I've
Okay.
gotten through some of them, not all of
Vanessa,
them.
To 3B.
3B. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to be doing 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll go back because a lot of y'all didn't finish 5. Okay. All right. So first up is Ashley, room 1.
Okay, hello.
Hi.
Okay, the first thing I did was I factored at the top.
Okay.
My factor, what I had got was parentheses 2A plus 1, parentheses, parentheses A minus 3.
Okay.
And then from my bottom, I factored that out. I had got a 2 on the outside.
Oh, you took a 2 out of the whole thing. There you go.
And then I had got A minus 3 in parentheses, and then another A minus 3 in parentheses. I started to square it, but I like it better like when I see all of it out because I don't want to get it confused.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Then I crossed out A minus 3 at the top, because whatever I got at the top, I crossed it out at the bottom. And I noticed that's all I could do. So what I had left was at the top 2A plus 1. And then at the bottom, I had 2 on the outside, parentheses A minus 3.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, whoo, because honey.
Is that what everyone else got?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, I'm like, oh, don't do me like that, y'all. Okay.
All right. Now we're down to 7 of you because Kayla dipped out. So everyone's going to get lots of chances to talk and help and work together. It's a small class today. All right, here we go. Next one is 2A. Oh, did you have a question, Joshua?
Yeah. Is it possible to simplify that further? Like, if you did 2A plus 1 over 2A minus 6?
I don't know that that's simpler necessarily because factored form is usually simpler.
If you did that, could you get rid of the 2A's on?
No, you can't because there's a plus or minus in between. That's only when you're doing multiplication, and multiplication can you do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Good question though. Lots of students ask that. All right, we are at 2A and this is for Carson.
I was actually stuck on this one.
Oh no. Did you have a place that you started or did you do anything first?
So I kind of forgot the process. You're supposed to do like the least common multiple, right?
Well, first I would factor everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the one on the top right would be x plus 2 and then x plus 2.
Okay. And then what about the other ones? We can factor those as well.
In the bottom left, sorry. The x plus 2x minus 2.
Okay. And then the bottom right.
X. You take out an x and then it would be x minus 1.
Okay. All right. And then anything we can cancel?
You can cancel the x plus 2 from the bottom left and the top right.
Okay. And technically, if this was a graph that we were graphing, that would make a whole.
Yes.
All right. So now we can just multiply. So you just put it together, basically. Multiplication is easy. You don't have to get a common denominator or anything for multiplication. Oh, hey, we can also get rid of an x, though, can't we?
Yes.
I think we can get rid of 1. So we can get rid of this one, and then that would not make that squared anymore. So that'd be x times x plus 2 on top, and then x minus 1 and x minus 2 on bottom. All right. Anyone get something different, or do we all get that? Yeah, I see nodding.
Yeah, I got this.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. So 3B is next, and then it sounded like y'all hadn't finished 5, so we'll have to come back to that one. We'll have to keep going that in groups. So 3B. And if you're having a hard time doing these in your groups, that's just showing you how much you need to do before you take your test. Because at this point, you've learned all this. It's just a matter of, can you do it or not? I'm going to rewrite it as divided by. I think that makes it easier to see than this like triple decker thing that's happening. So that's how I prefer to rewrite it. And then I do the off-brand KFC, keep, change, flip. And then we go from there. All right, who's helping me with this one? Oh, Josh is helping me with this one. Room 1.
So I simplified the first numerator to x and x minus 2.
Okay.
And then the denominator was x plus 5 and x plus 2.
Okay.
And the second numerator, simplified it to x and x plus 2 and x minus 2.
Okay.
And then the denominator just x plus 5.
Okay.
And then I flipped that.
So before you flip it, just to make sure, can I cross off the x plus 2s? Can I go like this? Because that's tempting for a lot of people. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't know. I didn't.
No.
So
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that because it's a division. You can only do that when it's multiplying. So I'm just pointing that out because some people will be tempted. They'll see, oh, look, x plus 2, I can cancel it. But you cannot cancel it when it's a division. All right, so then you said you flipped it. So I'll do that. Lots of writing. All right, then what'd you do?
So on the top, I ended up getting
I'm assuming you canceled something. Oh wait, did I not flip it? I didn't flip it. Hang
Yeah.
on. Let me flip it. I was like, this doesn't look right. There you go. Now it'll look right. Okay, there we go.
So then I multiplied it and I got x minus 2, x plus 5.
Okay. I'm probably gonna do your next step now, which is canceling, so I don't have to write it again.
Okay.
What did you tell me what you canceled? I'll just cancel it now.
I canceled an x on the top and bottom,
Okay.
the x minus 2,
Okay.
and then the x plus 5.
All right.
That left me with 1 over x plus 2 and x plus 2.
Or x plus 2 squared, same difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And if we were doing graphing stuff, all those things I just crossed off would be holes, right? If we were doing graphing stuff. All right. So what everyone else got?
yeah, but it's a question for kind of what you just said. Like you said, if we was graphing it, it would be holes. What you mean?
So we talked about it when we were first talking about asymptotes and all that. Anything that we cancel like that, those create a hole in the graph.
Oh, okay, gotcha. First,
Yeah.
I'm up at then you talking about like a hole. I was like, huh? What they have to do graph? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I do want to talk about what you just brought up a little bit, because I notice it's not on the review, but we did learn it, so it might be on your test. Which of course I would have no idea what's on your test, right? I wouldn't give you any ideas. All right, so since I didn't notice it on the review, let's talk about it. Let's go back and talk about domain. We'll use the problem we just did. So let's say this is our problem right here. Might as well just use what we just did. What's the domain of that? Because I know we've done this together in class a couple times. So it definitely could be on your test. Anybody? Domain? We've done
Yes.
it at least twice together in class.
You mean just the one who has 1 over x plus 2 square?
Yeah, we'll just use the one we just did, just so I don't have to make another problem.
Okay, here the domain is going to be x plus 2 is not to 0 and x is not minus 2 and then
Can't be
minus
0.
yeah, and then it's going to be the interval notation is minus infinity minus 2 union minus 2 plus infinity.
Yep, and if you like drawing your inequality, you're welcome to draw the inequality. There'll be a stop sign at the -2.
Minus 2.
Or not inequality, number line. If you would like to draw your number line, feel free.
Mhm.
Then I'll write what you just said, which was negative infinity to -2 union -2 to infinity.
Yep.
Because our little guy starts on this side, walks this way, has to stop here, right? And then keeps walking this way. Questions on domain?
Okay, okay. See, I'm tell you okay, so if I had this problem on the test, I would have put like in parentheses negative infinity comma -2, but then I would have put in parentheses -2 comma infinity. I'm not gonna say like what's a union, like the U, but sometimes like that's what I forget to put. Like domain and stuff beginning to click with me, but that's like the U and stuff that what begins to make me say, like I forget to do that part.
Yeah, so it's like and. So if I'm going to read this out loud, I'm saying like the domain is negative infinity to -2 and, right? Like I have to have something else there in English when I read it out loud. It doesn't make sense. If I say domain is negative infinity, -2 infinity, you'd be like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense, right? If I just read it like that. But if I read it with the and, it makes more sense as I read it out loud.
So the U in the middle kind of just stand for and.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking that. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. All right, something else that's not on the review that was part of this is vertical asymptotes. Let's do this for this problem. What would my vertical asymptote be?
It's -1, -2.
X equals -2. Now you must put x equals -2. Like you cannot just put -2. If you put -2,
Yes,
that's
yes,
wrong.
it's always I
Yeah.
have this.
You
Sorry.
must put x equals -1 because remember, it's a line on your graph. It's that dotted dashed line that you can't go past. It's not a single number, it's a line. So you have to have x equals or it is wrong.
I don't want to put it as a point. It's okay. No anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes I knew the results, but when I wrote my mind, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, any questions on vertical asymptote as we review that?
Okay, what would I put? Oh, okay. Okay, I see what why it is x equals -2, but I started to say why couldn't put x plus 2 equal, but never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the place we can't cross on our graph. When we have a picture, we have our graph. It's the dashed line we don't cross. Okay. And then, of course, if we have vertical asymptote, we must have horizontal asymptote, right? Got to do both. Can't leave out the horizontal one. What would the horizontal asymptote be in this
Here,
problem?
0.
Yeah, just 0 or what?
No, y equals to 0.
Y equals 0. You have to have the y equals. You have to. Otherwise, it is not correct. So if you forgot the vertical asymptote, horizontal asymptote, and domain, go back in those lessons that we did them and that homework and that practice, and make a note to yourself right now to go back and study that before Monday, if you forgot those things. And all those people who aren't here for the review, hopefully they watch the video or they won't remember to go back and review those. See? Good thing you're here. All right, any questions on that? No? All right, so we will go back to groups. We left off on 5A because y'all were still working on it. So 5A, comma 5B. So let me see if I can add one more in there to that. Let's do 6. A, B, and C also. 6A, B, and C, in case you're already getting done with those number 5s. All right, let's go back to groups.
Getting it out, I guess.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, most of the way through 5A and 5B, but towards the end, wasn't sure where to go.
Okay. And Kanya, were you able to
Yes,
get through?
yes.
How far did you get?
I think I passed them because I started before class.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's have, since it sounds like Joshua and Ganya are the two that were able to like get started on them at least, let's have them help us get started since they kind of at least have a direction, and then we'll go from there. So let's have Joshua help with the first one. So let's see where you at least got started on that one.
So I wanted to get one side equal to 0.
Okay.
And then, so I did minus 1x.
Okay. So you had 0 equals 2 minus 1 over x squared minus 1 over x.
Yeah. And then I put that 2 over 1, and I tried to find the least common denominator, which was x squared.
Okay. So then you multiplied this one by x squared over x squared, right?
Yeah,
And then this one by nothing, because that already has it. And then
right.
what about the third one?
Did times x.
Okay, x over x. All right. So let me rewrite it and see if we have common denominator now. Okay, all right.
And so whenever you like you did 2x squared minus 1 minus x over x squared.
I'll just rearrange it so we can check to see if it's factorable.
Right.
Okay. What about that denominator? Can I do anything with it?
You can separate it into 2 x's.
I could do
So
that.
x times x.
Okay. It's not going to cancel with anything on the top though, right?
You can get the 2x squared maybe.
No, because it has a minus there. We can't cancel those.
Okay.
We could multiply it on both sides, couldn't we? Like that.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, I think that's where I stopped following.
Okay, yeah, that's what you could do next. So then it'll just be 0 equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. And then you could try to factor.
Okay.
So let's see if that factors. Try it out. Let me know what you get. See if it factors.
Would be
Does it factor? Everyone else is trying to factor it, right? I'll wait till somebody gets it factored because I know y'all can factor. If it can factor.
Is it 5A, right?
Yeah, we're on 5A.
Ah, okay.
We 2x minus 2 x plus 1.
2x minus 2. I think that's gonna get us the wrong thing for
Oh
this.
yeah, you're right. Or
Yeah.
2x minus 1 and then x plus 1.
Well, see if anyone else gets that. 2x minus 1 and x plus 1. Oops. Does that work? Did anyone else get that?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah,
Really? I'm not getting that that works. That's what you got?
X. I got x minus 1 and 2x plus 1.
Oh
No.
yeah, if you flip the signs maybe.
Yeah, the sign's got to be flipped. There we go. Now it works. All right, so what would we do next?
You said both of those equal to 0.
Okay. And from here, you just solve, right?
Yeah.
So that is a funky looking half. Let me fix it. There we go. All right, just for kicks to keep practicing this, what's the domain?
Would it be negative infinity to negative 1/2?
But this says x can be 1/2.
Oh, okay.
So that's okay. They can be those. Actually, they are those, right? But let's say, for example, I was trying to find, let me change this. I guess domain doesn't make sense with the way it is right now. Let me say, let me change it and let's say it's back up here and this is just y equals instead of 0 equals. So what would the domain have been? Let me just go back up because it doesn't make sense to do the domain with the 0 equals. So let me just pretend it was y equals at that stage. What would the domain be?
Would it be 0?
It can be 0. It's only 0. Domain is just 0.
I'm not sure because I remember you said that square root, having a square root,
Square root has a restriction. What else has a restriction?
fractions.
Fractions. So we have fractions here. So does that tell us that x can't be something? Just right here, example. We have fractions. Is there anything x cannot be based on those fractions? Anybody? Anybody see anything x cannot be based on those fractions?
It can't be 0 or 1, right?
It can't be 0. Yeah, because x equals 0 on the bottoms, so it can't be 0. So if I draw my number line, let's do this again. Here's 0, here's negative infinity, here's infinity. It can be anything except 0 because that's on the denominator and that's going to make it a 0, right? It's going to make the bottom 0, which causes it to be undefined when I divide. So does someone want to take a stab at how to write this? We start on this side, go that way.
is minus infinity 0, 0 plus infinity.
Union 0 to infinity.
Union plus infinity, yes.
That's our stop sign.
Because the only one we have here, just denominator as the x, another one it's x squared. And
So the only number that would cause a problem if it was y equals that would be 0.
Would you also accept like x is not equal to 0 if you put that?
You would accept that as the domain, just x is not 0. I wouldn't accept that. That doesn't imply that it's everything else. I don't know if you would.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends how.
If they just wrote this, I would not accept that. Personally, I don't know. If you want to accept it, I guess we could tell them. Oh, someone else just left. I think we should give extra credit points to the people who stay. Someone else just dipped out. I think it was Jade, or got disconnected, something. All right, so any questions on that one?
X equals 1 has nothing to do with the domain.
No, I was changing it, and I said, for example, if this was my problem where I had y equals that, then that would be what the domain is. I changed it a little bit and I said example, because y'all have been struggling with domain, so I keep trying to throw that in there so we can make sure we get it on the test. So that this was just an example. This is not related to the actual problem. I just threw it in there.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
That's why I wrote example here, example, and I changed this to y equals. So you could see I was just making an example out of it.
I know we had an example in the homework, and it was like basically like it was one term over another, and we got these zeros from the top, and you get the domain restrictions from the bottom.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions on that one? No? Okay. So either, since Ganya and Joshua are the ones who said that they started B, could one of you help with 5B?
Yes, they have a lot of mess in my paper, but it's okay. I will help you here. Just doing it directly. Okay, we have x plus. Can I start?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. We have x plus 4 over x squared minus 4. Here, I want to just. I used here no, it's not a butterfly. Before, I removed the x squared minus 4 to the one side.
Oh, you move the x squared minus 4?
No, okay, but I wanna slow down. I did x plus 4 over x squared minus 4x minus 2 over x minus 4 equals. Okay, I don't want to do this. No, sorry. Okay, for the first, I put my x as GCF in the bottom, and it's going to be x plus 4 over x times x plus minus 4.
Okay.
Plus I multiplied the top by the x minus 4.
Okay.
And the bottom with the x minus 4, it's going to be 2x minus 4 over x times x minus 4.
2x minus 8, you mean?
Yes, sorry.
And then the other fraction on the other side, you multiplied by x on top.
No, you didn't. I didn't touch it yet because I want to. Then I have the same denominator as x times x minus 4, right?
Okay.
Because then in the top, I have my x plus 4 plus 2 times x minus 4.
Okay.
Equals to 2 over x minus 4.
I got 3x minus 4 on top. Is that what you have?
3x minus 4. I think because I have a lot of mess in my paper.
Oh.
I think it's 3x plus 4 plus. Sorry, because I'm stuck here. I have a lot of mess, and I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Now I don't know where I am.
I have 3x minus 4 over x times x minus 4 equals the fraction that was on the right.
Okay, now I want to do the butterfly.
Okay.
And then the bottom, the top, we have 3x minus 4, you said, times x minus 4 equals to 2 times x times x minus 4.
Okay. Did you
Can I
divide?
Sorry,
Okay.
because I just 2 minutes right now with you and my paper. I have a lot of mess and I'm so sorry.
Did you divide both sides by x minus 4?
X minus 4, yes.
Okay.
You cancel them and then I don't know what it's 3x minus 4. What's
So that
what's
leaves us with 3x minus 4 equals 2x is where we're at.
okay? Now I want to just remove the term to one side.
So we're going to subtract 2x on both sides.
Yes, and then it's going to be 5x.
I think it's just regular x. X minus 4 equals 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
When you did the first time at the very top, where you did the x minus 4, yeah, right there.
Mhm.
How come you didn't also do it to the 2x over x minus 4 on the right
It's
side?
a way you could multiply this by x over x if you want. You can multiply this by x over x. But Ganya was just trying to do the left side first, get it down to a simple fraction, and then do cross multiplication. That was her strategy.
Okay.
Okay, so you got x equals 4,
Yes.
but can x equal 4?
No, it can't.
It can't equal 4, yeah,
Can't
because
be,
at the beginning, we say over here, from this denominator, x cannot equal 4. And then from this denominator, x cannot equal 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means we actually, this is not true.
No, so
Yeah, so it's no
true
solution.
statement. Yeah.
No.
Thanks for your help, teacher. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, questions? I know we just did a whole lot of stuff.
I'm confused on how the cross multiplying works.
You just take each side. So like if I take this and this, I'm multiplying them together. That's why I have that arrow. And that's how I got the left part. I did 3x minus 4 times x minus 4.
I know how to do that part. I just don't understand. Like, I thought you're supposed to have it all with the same denominator in order to do that.
Oh no, you can cross multiply all kinds of stuff. I could have like 2/3 negative equals 1 over x. And I can totally cross multiply that and get negative 2x equals 3.
Maybe he's thinking about like you need the least common denominator, like x times x minus 4. Is that what you're thinking?
Probably when you're
Yeah.
adding and subtracting is what you're thinking, right? That's when
No,
you
he's
need
thinking
it.
about like finding the least common denominator and multiplying by it. And if you do that, you're essentially doing the same thing as the butterfly, like she's doing.
Yep.
It just like the butterfly just saves you some steps.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was saying this is just the method she did. If you would have found your common denominator and multiplied everything by that, it would get rid of your fractions and you could totally do it that way. This is just not the method that Ganya explained.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
Yeah, you can totally do that. You can multiply everything by x times x minus 4 and it will get rid of your fractions.
So then you'll be left with x plus 4 plus 2x minus 4 equals 2x. Like you wouldn't have a denominator.
Exactly. Yeah. I like that way because I don't like fractions. I mean, I deal with them and they're handy and I like them more than decimals, but I don't really like dealing with fractions. So I do it the way you're explaining it. But this way is also valid. Both are totally fine.
And then do you distribute and combine like terms, or do you equal it to 0? Oh, okay.
Yeah, distribute, start solving. Just start getting your distribute, get your x's together, do your normal solving algebraically. All right, Joshua, did you understand this one now? Because I know you said you were stuck on it, I think. Are you good now?
Yeah, I was just in the process. I didn't do the butterfly thing. I was finding the LCD and I was kind of getting lost in all the steps, but yeah, I see what I'm doing now.
Okay. Carson, are you okay with this now?
Yeah, I just needed a little refresher.
Okay. Yeah, you can totally do it the LCD way as well. That's also fine. All right. Did anyone get to 6A, B, and C, or do we need to go back and work on those?
Yeah, I only did A.
You did A, okay. Well, we could do A then, I guess, since we have at least one person that did A. No one else did any of 6?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Well, I know you finished them all before class. But did anyone else that was working in groups? No one else? Okay. All right, Ashley, that means you're up for this one.
Okay, I had ended up putting, okay, I did that, and then at the top I had the radical 3x minus 1,
Okay.
and then at the bottom I had 2x minus 3.
Okay. And then domain.
Okay, the domain, I had it on my paper. To find the domain, I need to pick 2x minus 3 to 0, right?
Got to do 2 things. The inside of the square root must be 0 or more, and the denominator cannot equal 0. So we have 2 things we have to consider in this problem.
Oh, okay. See, I end up hitting the 2x minus 3.
We
And
can do that one. Yeah, this one can't be 0. So if you solve that, you get x cannot be 3/2. Is that what you had?
Yeah, 3 over 2.
3, yeah, I put x, yeah, 3 over 2.
All right, so I'll draw that on my number line and just put a stop sign there because I know we can't have that. And then we have to do the inside of the square root must be 0 or more. So 3x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. It has to be 0 or more.
Yeah.
So we have to solve that one.
So, okay. I didn't know that. Divided by 3. It'll be x not equal to 1 over 3, right?
X is greater than or equal to 1 over 3. Because it must be 0 or more. So it's going to be, now it's going to be 1/3 or more. So I still have my stop sign there that I have to stop at the 3/2. So you want to take a stab at trying to write the domain? Gonna have my person has to start here now, right? Because there's no shading on the left.
Right. So would it be hard bracket 1/3?
Yeah. And then they walk all the way to here, right?
Yeah, 3 over 2.
Is that a curve or a square bracket?
It would be a curve.
Okay.
Union.
Uh-huh.
Then but one is still be like 3 over 2 comma infinity.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Cool.
So okay, so when I find the denominator, I need to look at the top as well.
If it has a square root, anytime you see a square root, you got to know that the inside of that is greater than or equal to 0, and then denominators cannot equal 0.
Are those called the domain restrictions?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
It's like when you play that game where you don't step on the crack, so you don't break your mother's back. It's the 3/2 right there. That's the crack.
Yeah. Kind of jump over it. All right, so we'll go back to groups and keep going on 6, B, and C since no one got to those. I'm almost tempted just to throw you all in like one group or just have you do it in here because there's like only 5 of you left. And then I'm gonna have us go to 8A, 8C, and 8D. Okay, we'll just stay in here and I'll give you all a couple minutes. It's silly to send you all to groups with like one group. C, but I don't know if we're gonna have time. So let's do 6B at least, Can anyone get 6B?
Yes.
I'll rewrite it. Remember, I don't know, did this help anybody when I rewrite it like this? So you're gonna put G into F, because see how G is inside of F? So we're gonna take F, and everywhere we see an X, we're gonna put G in there instead. I don't know if that helped anybody when I write it like that. Did anybody get this? No one's saying anything.
Yeah.
Is that what we got?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we have 4 minutes. Let's just go to the next one. 6C. I'm just gonna kind of try to go through some of them here real quick, I guess, because I want you to at least have it in case you have a question. So this time I'm putting F into G. Whoops, that's a 3. Oh, there's not really much to simplify on this one, huh? It's kind of done. Yeah, that was kind of boring. Okay. Any questions on those two before we go on to 8? I'm going to share my other screen for 8 so we can look at the graph. Okay, let me zoom in a little too so we can really draw on it. So I'm going to rewrite it the way I was telling y'all. F of G of 1 inside first. So let's find G of 1. G is the V looking curve. So it's this one.
Minus
That's
1.
G. So what's G of 1?
Minus 1.
-1. It's this point right there. So I'm going to substitute in, instead of G of 1, I'm going to write just a -1 because G of 1 is equal to -1.
Mhm.
All right, so F is the parabola. So what is F of -1?
Is
2.
2.
2, yep, so -1 go up to 2 right there. So this whole thing just equals 2. These are pretty easy compared to some of that other stuff we were doing with all the like factoring and common denominators and solving. Like if you can get these down, I feel like these are pretty easy points to get, and they're pretty quick too on the test. All right, let's try the next one, 8C. Let's try that one.
ABC.
So I'm going to rewrite it. So it's F of -1 minus G of -1. So let's find each of those. What's F of -1?
Is 2.
2. It's right here. So that's
Stop
2.
climbing up.
What's G of -1?
Is minus 1.
Yep, -1. So 2 minus -1 is 3. Any questions on that one?
It's not so much of a question. Like I had wrote down all of my operations and like to break them down, but the ones like for fog and stuff, I didn't get a chance to write it down. So how you have like F parentheses G, then parentheses X. I didn't have it, so I'm like I didn't know what it was, but now since I wrote it down, yeah, because I'm like I was stuck. I'm like I remember you saying it, but I never got a chance to write it down.
Oh, okay. So now you got it. Now you got it written down. Awesome. Okay. So let's do D.
Good, good.
So that's a multiplication. So F of 2 times G of 2.
Yeah.
So let's look at our graph. What's F of 2?
Is it 3.5?
Looks like 3.5 to me. Did you?
Because I'm not sure for this one, I want to do it with you.
I mean, it almost looks like 3.4 to me, but it's close enough, right? 3.5 times, what's G of 2?
And 0.
Yeah, that one's 0. So we're just going to get
Okay.
0.
9 is the toughest one. I can't understand it.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Any questions on that one? No? Okay. Just real quick, I know we're at the last minute here. How do we do 9A? How would we do it? Let's at least talk about how to do it.
You would find the points plotted on the original graph, and then you would just switch them basically.
Yep. So this first one is -3, -4. So when I switch it, it's going to become -4, -3. So
You mean
if you,
the inverse here, excuse me?
yeah, we're finding the inverse.
Okay, for the maybe I didn't read the question. Sorry, but okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah. So make sure if you have something like this on your test that you're showing each point, how each point moves. So don't just try to like randomly sketch it, show each point. So this one is 0, -3. So that becomes -3, 0. See, it's so tiny on my screen. So that's like that, right? And then you keep going with each point. Okay. All right.
It's okay.
So you'll keep going from there. And then just to at least say what we would do on 10C, over here, we would switch our X and Y. So 10C, we would do X equals 1 over Y minus 3. And then we would solve for Y.
Here y is going to be 3x plus 1 over x.
Yeah, so I would do our butterfly like Ganya was talking about, or cross multiplication. So it would be x times y minus 3 equals 1. And then divide by x would be my suggestion. Oops, I was trying to get a different color there so you could see me dividing. And then you would just add the 3. Add the 3 to both sides. And that's it. So super quick because I know we're out of time, but.
Excuse me, teacher, for 9a and 9b, it's just the inverse. We need just to pick up the original point and put them in the inverse.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. Because I was confused on maybe I didn't understand the question. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Any last questions before everyone goes and eats turkey?
I know, right? For what Ganya just said, for 9A and B, we just had to switch the points around, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did the first 2 because I know we're out of time.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Teacher, go down a little bit of 11. The first one is a function, but the second one, it's not an inverse function, right? For A and B.
I mean, I'd have to solve it. I don't know off the top of my head. We could look at the answer key.
Okay.
All right, I'll let y'all go. Have a good break. 4 days? 4 days. Enjoy. Test is Monday. See you Monday. Remember, I have hours Monday morning. So if you have questions, come in and ask.
Is late work isn't accepted, right?
That is correct. Because we drop a couple things instead.
Whenever y'all drop the grades, it's 4, right? It's 4 your lowest grades, or is it 2?
It's whatever's in the syllabus. I don't remember. I have to look. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing because I have a couple classes and I drop different things for different classes.
Whenever you drop those grades, does that bring your grade up? Yes, right?
It should, yeah. Unless you have like all zeros, then it wouldn't, but.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Yeah, have a good Thanksgiving.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye.
Teacher.